this is Ken from Ken's Horticultural Services, and I'm just talking today about rocks in the landscape. One thing about rocks is that they actually do give a nice effect, and they give a nice natural look. But as you can see in this situation, the rocks are fairly large. So with large stones, you find it's fairly difficult to get in here to weed out the weeds that creep in. Even with landscape fabric, the landscape fabric gives you typically a year or two of weed suppression, but it doesn't take long before the leaves and things that land in the rocks start to break down and become compost. Then they become soil, and of course the weeds will grow in those conditions. So in this case, there's some grass and whatnot that's grown in here, and it's very, very difficult to get out. And you know, I think the term garden or to garden, obviously it's an activity, it's a physical thing, and all garden spaces, you should be able to garden in them. And if you do have a lot of rock in your landscape, you find it's very difficult if you need to transplant a plant from point A to point B, or even to divide a perennial or anything. It can be difficult. The only suggestion that I have is if you do want to use rock in a landscape, because you don't want to be replenishing mulch regularly, you should go with smaller stones, because small stones you can blow it out with a blower, and that really helps to keep the cleaning up process more simplified. Bigger stones, it's way more difficult to get these, especially maple leaves and things. They get stuck right in those rocks and very difficult to pull them out. All has to be hand pulled, which is very labor intensive. And again, when you do get grass and things growing in there, it's going to be a tough situation to get it out. So the other thing about rocks is that plants in nature, they don't really experience that condition of growing in rocks. That's not something they experience normally. So what happens, especially in hot, sunny locations, is the sunlight reflects off of the rocks and often overheats the plants, and they get stressed out a bit. So again, a nice dark, rich, organic mulch is the way to go. Something that's a compost base, a little bit chunky, and that helps keep the weeds down. And even if you do get weeds, they're very easy to pull and it's easy to manage. So that's my recommendation for today. Whenever possible, use organic matter. That's what nature provides us. That's what we should be using as well. So on that note, just a reminder to listen to me on Saturday mornings on the AM1150 Garden Show.